Let's close it out with receptions, and then we'll recap guys' best bets. But in this receptions market, Brandon, where are we looking at? I know we want, probably like at least 6 catches a game, right?
Yeah, at least 6 a game. That's basically 100 catches. We've had 10 or 12 guys do that every year, so that's not going to be enough. We're going to need probably 125. The last 4 years, our winners had at least 125 catches. We've had a Michael Thomas here. We had Cooper Kupp. You get like 150 almost. If that's the case, we have no way to project that forward. So, I think 125 is a good number to target. I have 2 guys on my board that I project at 130 catches, and I've talked about both of them already. My favorite here is Justin Jefferson, 10-1. Again, I have him at 130 catches, 1,850 yards. I will say, if you're only going to play one of them, I like yards better than receptions because I think that he's going to have a high yards per catch and get that long play. So if you only pick one, yardage a little better for him. My other guy here, and you hinted at this earlier, Raybon, Amon-Ra St. Brown, this is the spot to play him. 40-1, so it's not as juicy of odds as the 80-1 on yards, but that's because the receptions can be there even if the ADOT is not there. So I project him, that closing stretch projects him to 145 catches. That's over 6 games, so projected out, that's not quite fair. But I think 130 would be totally in play there with the way that Johnson opened up that offense. And I'm not really that afraid of DJ Chark stealing a lot of looks. Jameson Williams, we don't know if or when he'll play at all. So I think Amon-Ra could get a lot of target share in that offense and a lot of those, short, easy looks. Like you said, 7 yards per target. I don't really care. You can get 0 yards per target. You can get all sorts of bubble screens and 1 yard outs and whatever you want to do. Just give me those receptions. So 40-1, he's another long shot I really like here.
Yeah, and you kind of see it, right? Like the odds, they're cut in half when you look at this market, and I think that's kind of the right way to do it, though, because it's still 40-1. It's still not a lot of people are going to be thinking about him or betting on him. So, and it's the ADOT actually helps in this situation too. It's you want low ADOT because low ADOT passes are higher efficiency. Like there's a linear relationship between how far down the field a quarterback throws the ball and his completion percentage, right? So if Amon-Ra St. Brown's catching the ball 7 yards down the field, he's going to catch, 80-85% of those balls that he's catching with like 7 yards or fewer. And then obviously it'll go down as for some of his deeper targets, but that's really what you want in this kind of market. Joe, any thoughts on Amon-Ra?
I think Amon-Ra, I think my biggest issue is who's throwing him the ball. I mean, I'm not trying to be a hater, but Jared Goff just doesn't do it for me. Again, not really a sexy pick for receptions, but so much has been made about the connection between Carr and Davante Adams that Davante Adams at 10-1 is really kind of standing out to me as where I really feel like just from a passing attempt standpoint, they're going to force it to him a lot. They paid him so much money to come there. The amount of draft capital they gave up, they're not just going to use him as a decoy. I think he could probably lead the league in receptions as a result. Don't necessarily mean that translates to winning, but I do feel like from a reception standpoint, if he plays all 17, he's going to be right there in the top 3.
Yeah, I mean, Davante Adams is always, he gets open. He just gets open so much that it kind of goes without saying. But I really do like that Amon-Ra St. Brown call. I think that's the one guy, that's really sticks out that far down the list. Everyone else, I think, is priced fairly correctly. Like I still like a lot of the same guys that I would like in other markets, or just, how the way I would project them out. I mean, I think Keenan Allen at 16-1 makes a lot of sense. I think Michael Pittman at 25-1, but, there's nothing that really jumps out to me in the way that Amon-Ra does at 40-1, a guy who's just, and I think the Lions are going to be a shootout team, by the way. Let me say that right now. Like their offensive line is great. All 5 guys are great on the offensive line. Their defense, their secondary is still going to be shaky. And that's even if Okudah kind of takes a leap forward. And Jared Goff, I mean, you could hate on him, but his bread and butter is those, underneath kind of short area throws. Like that's why a lot of people do hate on him, because he's not a guy who's going to, hold on to the ball. He's not a guy who's going to do a lot of damage down the field, but, he gets, a 7-yard pass. He can keep, jacking those in there to Amon-Ra. So I really like that call. I think that's the guy that you want to be targeting in this market.